Good evening and welcome to the J Tonight late at night.
Very late at night.
It's very late at night. It should have been a little bit earlier, but that's on me, and I didn't want to cancel because it's been a while since we've been able to get our schedules to actually agree with each other.
We were very close to not having them agree tonight.
Very, very close. But Toaster is a hero for staying up and waiting on me to get on here. So I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Patrick, and with me is the wonderful Toaster. How have you been doing, Toaster?
Exhausted. I don't think we've had a J tonight since I switched jobs, and it's been...
Oh, I hate to hear that. I'm sorry.
No, okay. Not work, just exhaustion levels. I think I've been working 10, 11 days, almost every day.
Kari actually got the trivia right off the bat. It is King.
We didn't even get to announce it yet.
Didn't even get to announce it. But tonight we have a special guest on. He comes all the way from the Kelowna locker room. Great locker room edition. Great person overall. He has his own podcast named the Half-Ass Podcast. That is really great to listen to. So if you get a chance to listen to it, but without further ado, welcome to the J Tonight, Joriel.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Wonderful.
So tell us a little bit about how you got here.
Got to the SHL through the ISFL.
That seems to be a common route that a lot take.
Yeah, there was a bunch of players that were coming over all at the same time. There's a group of us that came in together. So a lot of it was initiated by Summerstood and Colonel Saunders.
Yeah. Saunders is a very, very special guest of the show. We love to have Saunders on anytime we can get him on.
Absolutely.
Just an overall great human being. So you got drafted in the second round in the J draft, right?
Third, I think.
Third? Now I feel
That's
bad.
your own player, Patrick. Come on.
Look, that was a season ago. It's been a whirlwind leading up to this point now.
You can't name every player you've drafted since then?
No.
I mean, to be fair, there was like 8 picks.
It was a ton.
Before I got
it was a ton. There was a ton of draft picks that draft. And then this draft, it was like I melded in. It's like I'm tired. It's the Toaster. I'm tired.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
You are part of the scouting department over in Kelowna, which you haven't really been able to scout because we didn't have any draft picks this past draft, really. And after I found Lord Humongous, I wasn't going to go with anybody else after the chat with him. So, but thank you for getting on and joining us tonight, and we'll kind of touch base a little bit more on you towards the end of the episode with some questions. But I also want to still going through. It's been a while. I apologize. Like I said, just schedules and life in general is happening. The reason why we're doing it tonight is I'm leaving town tomorrow, so it's just getting it done before and not leaving you guys again on red. But tonight's sponsor, just based off the charity auction, the person that won the charity auction wanted us to again do a two episode sponsorship of the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is there to help any LGBTQ plus people that are struggling, and as somebody to talk to instead of taking the alternate of ending it, which we hope that they are used. It's a great project, a great way to reach out and get help. So the person that won it, that was a great sponsorship ideal for the show, and we really appreciate you. I also owe a charity item to Luke, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that. So the charity item that Luke won the bid on was for me to do a 3-minute presentation on anything. And Luke Luke wanted me to do it on the season 43 Vancouver Whalers. Looking back,
Perfect topic for you.
it was a tough topic. Looking back, so I actually went into the portal files just to get an idea of when season 43 happened. I mean, every season's about 6 weeks. Season 43 happened in, from what I'm able to gather, December 2018. So we are 7 years removed, coming up 7 years removed from season 43. Luke picked the right subject because it's a slight punishment on me to have to do any presentation on the Vancouver Whalers or even talk about the Vancouver Whalers unless I'm just absolutely dogging them like I always do. And so I had to put a positive spin as much as I could on this. So I'm going to get right into the presentation. Seasons 41 and 42 saw Vancouver winning the Larfer Trophy, best regular season record, but not lifting the cup. In season 41, they won the Larfer with a 31-15-4 record with 66 points, which tied St. Louis with 66. But Vancouver had one more regulation overtime win than St. Louis did to take that first seeded spot. In the playoffs, Vancouver jumped out and absolutely swept Detroit in 4 games. But they ended up going on to the second round, which would have been the final 4, and lost to Montreal 4-1 in that round. So Montreal ended up advancing to the 4-Star Cup, where they met the Kelowna Knights, and Kelowna beat Montreal in 7 games to take the cup. Then we move on to season 42. Vancouver again won the Larfer with a 36-12-2 record with 72 points, and they beat the second place Kelowna Knights, who had 70 points. In the playoffs, Vancouver received a bye in the first round and took on the Montreal team in the second. They are able to enact their revenge on Montreal, beating them handedly in 5 games. Vancouver then headed to the finals, facing a familiar foe in their rival, the Kelowna Knights. Kelowna ended up taking the cup in 6 games, 4 games to 2, to win back-to-back 4-star cups and leave Vancouver wondering what happened. Then comes season 43. Vancouver once again wins the Larfer Cup, the Larfer Trophy, with a 34-13-3 record, having 71 points. The closest team that came to him was St. Louis with 60 points. This set up Vancouver to have their third chance at having home ice throughout the whole playoffs. Vancouver secured a first-round bye, again by placing top 2 in the league, and would face Montreal, who just came off of a first-round 7-game series against Colorado. Vancouver made very quick work of Montreal, winning the series in 5 games. They would go on to face St. Louis in the finals, who was coming off beating Detroit in 7 games. Vancouver would finally break the cup losing streak by harpooning the Scarecrows in 5 games. Vancouver was led by Andrew Martin, who was a trade deadline addition, who potted 7 goals, 4 assists for 11 points in 10 games. But the real strength of the Whalers was their goaltender, Johannes Lettner, who would post an 8-1-1 record through the playoffs. He would save 250 shots out of 280, had a .921 save percentage, and only allowed 2.2 goals on average a game. And he recorded 1 shutout in the playoffs. Johannes posted a 31-9-1 record through the regular season and would have an .899 save percentage and only allowed 2.34 goals on average a game. Johannes would later go on to earn a spot in the SHL Hall of Fame. Vancouver was GM'd by Adam Antium and Glick, who would go on to win the GM of the year. This would be Adam Antium's 3rd GM of the year in a row. So that is your bedtime story of the season 43, also season 42, 41, Vancouver Whalers. It was actually a really fun research project, Luke. I also think that Luke is really, really good at picking stuff. And I think that this also, he uses it because he knows I'm a Kelowna, and then or Kelowna GM, and then Toaster's the St. Louis co-GM. So having both of us kind of in there as well is really interesting to see. I would like to take this little last bit of the presentation to express to our audience that we at the Jaded Knight do not condone the hunting and killing of the magnificent creatures that are the Wells. We know this segment may have been tough on some of you to hear the word Wellers a lot, and we do apologize for that. If you or anyone you know has suffered due to this inhumanely named team, the Wellers, please send your concerns to HO. And that is my 3-minute presentation.
And copy paste Shawnee on it.
So that was
paste Shawnee with your HO complaints.
Shawnee was already complaining about it when I posted it last bit. I mean, it's all right. He'll get over it. But it's really actually cool to, we've talked about a lot. If you go to the history chat tab on the website, the history team does such a great job with that. The portal team, everybody that's done everything with the website. It's really cool to go through and look at the past seasons, and then even on the index, you can get on the index and look at past seasons. I mean, that was season 41, 42, 43 was done on STHS. So some of the stuff wasn't on there that we're used to. It kind of shows you how spoiled we are with some of the stats that we're able to get that they did not.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, so that's the history lesson. As always, everybody that's out in the audience, any questions, any comments, anything like that, feel free to post them. We'll answer them as we see them. Kari already got the trivia question tonight, right off the bat. I think she really knows how to use the history section of the website. So, Toaster.
Yes.
We left off. QCC won the last championship, 4-Star Cup.
We sure did. Wow, that was
St. Louis.
The last time we did one of these.
6 games?
5, I think.
5 games.
I think it was 4-1.
5 games. So now we are in a whole new season. We're at the end of the season. Tomorrow's the last sim day. Most teams only have 3 games. Some have less. Some have a little bit more. But the standings are looking like they're pretty much shaking out. Before we get into that, your predictions on the year. How surprised are you at the standings?
For the top team, very surprised. I'm not surprised that they're doing well. I'm surprised at how well they're doing.
Yeah.
I didn't think QCC with all of their rookies would come out with goal differential that's quadruple the next closest and absolutely just walk away with the points lead there.
Well, we will get right into it. Let me get down here to the 3-person share screen. We're going to get that off. I'll get my screen shared over here.
Our beautiful logo.
Yep. There we go. Actually, I'm going to try to maximize. We don't need to be on screen for this. So this is Colonel Saunders says we don't need to talk about the standings. It's okay. We won't stay on it for too long, I promise.
We can go to the top 14 teams, Saunders. Don't worry.
we'll cover the top 14. We won't cover the bottom ones. So here are the standings. Over in the north, we'll start there just because of the biggest shock. QCC 48, 11 and 3, 99 points, 188 goal differential, scored 386. A team that is mostly rookies. Just QCC knows how to build teams. There's no debating that. And they do a good job at it.
Yeah, let me look at their roster real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 11 season 86 players.
Yep. Yep. And they're getting the absolute most out of them.
Absolutely.
Coming in second overall over in the going up to the Southern Conference is sitting first place Detroit, who is 37, 18, and 8 with 82 points. San Diego is right below them at 81 points with a game in hand. Detroit is up and down a lot. But overall, they've taken care of the teams that they need to take care of. But they've also gotten some big games out of their e-bug, I will say.
Yeah.
Watching some of the Sims. And Joriel, anytime you want to jump in, please feel free to jump in and give opinions. If you want to trash teams, that's fine too. But we are a sanctioned podcast. I have to remind people that.
No, you're fine.
Going down into third overall, San Diego, like I said, they're 81 points, sitting at 39, 20, and 3, 62 games played. Then fourth place overall in the league, but sitting down in second place in the Northern Conference is the Kelowna Knights, coming in 39, 22, and 2. Really rough sim today. They went 0 for 3 in their games, but they're sitting at 80 points, plus 52 goal differential. And then Colorado sitting in fifth, 37, 23, and 1 with 75 points. 5 games left for them, so there's still some movement over on that side. Newfoundland, 2 games left. They're sitting at 35. Or sorry, Ottawa sitting in 6, 34, 25, and 6. 1 game left, sitting at 74 points. Then Newfoundland, they just jumped up into that third spot this past sim. They were absolutely on fire. They've been on fire the last couple of games. 35, 27, and 2, 72 points, but they only have 2 games left. Coming right up behind them is the Vancouver Whalers, 34, 23, and 4, 72 points, plus 26. Then you drop down to Anchorage, who's sitting at 34, 27, and 2 with 70 points. Then Carolina sitting at 31, 28, and 4 with 66 points. Then Yukon at 28, 28, and 5 with 61 points. Then Great Falls at 23, 34, and 5 with 51 points. And then Thunder Bay at 21, 39, and 3 with 45 points. And that will wrap up our standings, because I made a promise to. I made a promise with Colonel Saunders that we wouldn't go the bottom 2 teams. So.
Can I interject one thing in here? Especially going into the playoffs. So Anchorage, a while ago, lost back-to-back to Kelowna, but they've been on a 13-game winning tear, and they took down both Kelowna and QCC today.
Yeah, they have. The Anchorage has been on an absolute tear. Yes, it seems like they found what had been missing for a little bit, and they've just absolutely turned it on. The downside for Anchorage is they may be able to climb up into that third spot if Vancouver loses the rest of their games and they continue their winning streak. They have 6 more points available, so they'll be able to end the season at 76. But Vancouver does have 2 games in hand on them, on Kelowna, and then they have 3 games in hand on Newfoundland. So Kelowna can only drop down to the third spot if they do not win another game, which that would just be absolutely devastating. But if Kelowna wins 1 game, they pretty much wrap up that second spot in the north. But Anchorage if I'm Newfoundland or Vancouver, I'm not wanting to face Anchorage in that first round because
Not at
they
all.
found something. And
Yep.
when teams are going on a heater into the playoffs, it's scary, especially with FHM, because if your goalie's hot, it's really hard to beat a hot goalie. You just kind of run away with it.
Yep. And then the
Any other
Southern Conference top spots up for grabs there.
Yep.
Detroit's up by 1 point, but San Diego has a game in hand there.
I love when the season comes down to the last day. It makes it very entertaining when the top spots are, within reach, and that Southern Conference is going to be a battle. I mean, the top 3 over there is just very, very tough. Ottawa's been playing pretty good recently too. So I mean, but Ottawa and Carolina seem to always be destined to play each other in the first round. Or is it my imagination? I feel like the last 3 years it's been Ottawa, Carolina in the first round.
Actually, the other two I do a podcast with is Title and Carolina, and I think they played each other in the first round last, and it went to 7.
Yeah. I thought they played each other last year. That's going to be what Joriel, any surprises to you this season?
No,
No?
not really. I mean, we started out a little rough in Kelowna, like decent, but you made that trade and it changed the whole dynamic.
Yeah, Kelowna, I didn't. I think I even said in all of our scouting conversations to everybody, I felt like this was the year that our window was going to start creaking open. Like I feel like this year was the year that we were going to be able to make a good run in the playoffs. And it kind of set up a little bit faster than I thought. So when I saw rentals available, it was kind of like that debate back and forth of do I do it, do I not do it, and it's just like, you know what, let's go. If I'll pay a second round if I'm able to make it to the cup, because if you make it to the cup, you have a chance. So, I would say.
In Kelowna, like the next 2 seasons after this one, you have a lot of people hitting 425. So, yeah, I think this is the start of it.
Kelowna is a very, very dangerous team after this season, and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see it built. I mean, and overall, we have such a great group of players in Kelowna that are just earning, and it's just been a fun locker room. It's been a very fun locker room. Toaster, anything else you want to add to the standings before I go over to the leaders?
Not really. I was going to look at the remaining schedule for both Detroit and San Diego.
I'm good with that.
They've got similar.
So Detroit finishes out at Anchorage, at home versus St. Louis, and at home versus Colorado. So 2 tough games between Colorado and Anchorage.
One should be cakewalk.
And then San Diego finishes off against Newfoundland, who's been playing pretty good. They also have to go to Anchorage, and then they get Great Falls. So, I would say I feel like Detroit has a little bit harder of a finishing schedule when they both play Anchorage. But Detroit also finishes. Who do they finish with? Who was that again?
Colorado.
Yeah, I feel like Colorado. So just right off the bat, 1-2. They've won 2, lost 1. So they're 2-2 against Colorado. There may be one more out there since they're in the same conference. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Falcons lead the season 3-2.
3-2.
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel like it's about the same strength of schedule. It's gonna be if either of them can beat Anchorage.
Yep. Whoever beats Anchorage takes
And
the
Anchorage
second
finishes
place.
off with Detroit, UConn, and San Diego. So again, two tough ones, one easy one. Vancouver finishes off. Cool. Vancouver has a tough remaining schedule. They Maine should be a win for them. QCC is gonna be tough. Newfoundland's gonna be tough, and then Thunder Bay, Nevada, should be wins for them. They can't lose any. So they're kind of up against the wall on that. The only thing that kept them alive was they lost 2 games today, but they lost both of them in overtimes. So they got the loser point out of those. And then Kelowna finishes off with Colorado. It's going to be a tough game, Nevada and St. Louis. So 2 easier games to end this season on. Sorry, buddy. I've never said that before about St. Louis.
It is now. It's true. It's all right.
But let's go over to the league leaders. Goals. Bodie Grizz with 56 goals is 1 up on Brain Fluid Explosion with 55, who's 1 up on Dylan Evans with 54. Bodie Grizz and Brain Fluid Explosion are both with the San Diego title. Dylan Evans is a Newfoundland Berserker. Assist, 2-way tie, 3-way tie. Arthas Emery's, Jerry Durden of QCC have 60, and Jaffrey Hattrick of San Diego has 60. And then you have 4th and 5th right on their heels. Envy with 59 out of Newfoundland. Ryan Wolf out of San Diego with 58. Points-wise, Jerry Durden out of QCC with 102, leads by 6 over Brain Fluid Explosion with 96. And then kind of going down, not as close as those other 2 races. Plus or minus is just a QCC show. Emilia Skovgard leading the way with 82 shots.
It's kind of surprising that QCC doesn't have more people in the top of goals.
Yeah, it's been pretty well spread out, I believe, for them this season.
Yeah.
Shots, Dylan Evans of Newfoundland with 263. Leading the way, Casey Carlson of Colorado with 26% shooting percentage. Penelope with 247 hits out of Thunder Bay. We've had 3 players win 2 fights. Vermian Stitcherson, James Ranburn, and David LaCroix. And then Joriel, you lost a fight this year, didn't you?
I lost to Devumian, who I do the podcast with.
I heard you guys talking about it on your podcast.
Yeah, and I'm a foot taller and like 100 pounds heavier than him.
Hey, Cammy.
Hi, Cammy.
Penalty minutes. Darnell Muhammad Johnson, another last name that I'm not seeing, out of Maine with 72 penalty minutes. Shots blocked, Nico Suki.
Darnell Muhammad Johnson Herrera.
Thank you.
Herrera.
Did that pop up on your end, though? Okay.
No, I clicked onto them.
I appreciate you. That's why you're the best co-host. Nico Suki, 236 shot blocked. Power play goals. James Rayburn out of Vancouver with 15. Shorthanded goals, Critical Cheese with 8. Then we'll go over to goalies. Wins leading the way in the league is Puck Norris with 40. Next closest is 8 away, Victor von Stauffenberg, but Puck Norris has already clinched that. 2-way tie for losses. Svatoslav Czech with 29 losses. Angel and Kowalskik with 29 losses. Overtime losses. Theo Dahl with 6. Out of Detroit, Phil Nasty out of Great Falls with 5. Goals against average. Svatoslav Czech with 265 goals against. Goals against average, Blue Goons Pasaldo, 2.89 out of Vancouver. Goals saved above average. Puck Norris with a 32.77. That's when you're getting goalied. The next closest is 8 away. That is absolutely clip crazy. Saves. Svatoslav with 2,043 saves. The next closest is 400 away.
Oh my.
Jeez. That is absolutely crazy.
I need some rest. Poor fella.
Save percentage. Dr. Squig Bug and E-Bug. We're not even going to announce that. Clortus Skirt Tech 898 save percentage out of Colorado. Puck Norris right behind him at 896. I would like to point out the goalie tandem in Kelowna with 884 to 883 down below. Shutouts. Blue Goon Pasaldo with 5. Theodol with 5 leading the way. And games played. Svatoslav Czech with 61 games played.
Is that every single one of their games?
Yes.
No. He sat out for 2.
That's a set out for 3 more, I believe. Right? Because you have to play 5. I don't hate your bot. It's just not a person, Kari. We don't announce bots on this show. That would be considered AI, and we'd get punished by losing pay.
And we all need that.
And so, yeah. Anything else you guys want to check out on this?
No, but I want to
Or-
clarify on that fight that I scored 2 goals and assists in that game. So maybe that's what kicked off the fight. Because we beat the title of that game. Just saying.
So you have that Gordie Howe hat trick going on.
Pretty much.
I'm going to show the defensemen leaders just to give the D-men some love. Not announce every single one of them. But, yeah.
A lot of fights there from the defenders, but not as much as the forwards this season.
All right. So, I'm going to call it our way too early playoff predictions. Even though playoffs start Monday. So it's not
Way too
that
early. Of 1 day before the Simmons.
Not that early. So let's go. I want to know how to do this because we don't have the finalized matchups. So
I'm trying to get a little bracket here. So we can
yeah,
keep track of your predictions.
I'm trying to think.
This pen doesn't work.
Let's just
Not
go
expensive.
with. We'll make it easy. Let's go conference finals predictions. Who's gonna make it to the conference finals?
Okay.
And then let's go 4-star cup predictions. All right.
Okay.
Cammy, are you now Thunder Bay? But all right, so I'll go first.
I'm writing them down on this nice World of Warcraft.
Nice. That will end up losing and not remember.
That I don't know where it came from.
My predictions. So I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna say Detroit gets the Southern Conference Finals. And I don't know if I'm picking them because I truly believe that they're going to get there, or I'm picking them because I know that they always let me down. So if I pick them, they're going to let me down, and then I get to make fun of Evil for letting me down. But I'm picking Detroit. Again, I don't know if that's a hateful pick or a hopeful pick, but it's a pick.
There's only one way to find out.
And then I'm going to say that San Diego is going to get into the conference finals over on the Southern Conference. I'm sorry, Cam. I never learned my lesson. Over on the northern side,
You said Detroit versus San Diego?
Yep. Detroit versus San Diego. I'm going the easy 1-2. Detroit's probably get swept in the first round because I've put that curse back on them.
Because you're good at cursing teams.
I am going to say I'm not going to pick one of the teams in the North. The other team in the North, I think Anchorage makes it to the finals. I think Anchorage makes it to the conference finals. So Anchorage is one of the two teams out of the North that I see making it to the conference finals. The other one can be seen behind me.
They're all behind you, technically.
I know.
Wait. If the standings stay the same, that means Anchorage has to go through QCC to get there.
Yes. I think they do. And I know. Never bet against ramen. I get that. And I think it's going to be a tough road. But Anchorage has found something. And I've said on this show a lot that the 1 weak part of Anchorage was tactics. It's what has always hurt them. But they have found the tactics now. I don't know if they've added somebody. I don't know. I'm part of their locker room. I haven't paid attention in it. But I think that they might have finally figured out their tactics. Because the way that they've been playing the last 2 weeks, they've had a loss to us, but I'm going Anchorage. I feel good about it. I'm going Anchorage.
All right, so Kelowna versus Anchorage. Who you got?
I didn't say Kelowna.
Traded.
I did not say Kelowna. Rewind the tape. I did not say it. I said they were behind me. All the teams are behind me. All right. Joriel, you go.
I think I agree with you on the Northern Conference. On the Southern Conference, partly for fun and partly because I think it can be done. If standings stay the same, let's assume Carolina beats Detroit and there's a revenge game between San Diego and Carolina from last season.
That's a good one. It's a really good
Carolina versus San Diego.
And I mean, that's what I would like to see, because I think it came down to a shootout in the 7th game or something. It was really close. It was like a 1-goal game in the 7th. And the games kept going back and forth.
I'm picking Nevada for the conference finals. Saunders, don't.
That would be that.
Don't tempt me.
That would be the most legendary thing if that were to happen. If Nevada takes Detroit to 7 and wins, we will be doing a Jay Tonight podcast right then and there. It might only be me, but we're doing it. I'll invite Evil on.
All right, so Joriel, in the South, you got Kelowna and Anchorage?
In the South, I have...
North. I'm not good with directions.
North, I have Kelowna, Anchorage. But yeah, in the South, I have Carolina, San Diego, just because I want to see it again. Because that's going to be a great podcast for us.
That would be.
I wrote these backwards. Now my notes look bad. Oh boy.
I mean, I think generally speaking, the Southern Conference is a little bit weaker than the Northern Conference. And I think at least one of Detroit and San Diego is going to get there. They both could very well get there. But I think it's kind of open on the bottom side of that anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. You know, nothing is guaranteed because, I mean, there's teams that Kelowna struggled with consistently and then they did better against other teams. Like it sometimes just doesn't make sense. It's how you match up against them.
Well, I mean, it's a series is different.
Yep.
Because you don't have to win one game. You have to win 4 games, so it's a lot different.
And all the tactics are catered.
I bet I have somebody in my DMs already.
Is it a member of the Detroit Falcons?
No. No. All right, Toaster, what do you have?
Let's see. I'll do it because Saunders told me to. Southern Conference. It's going to be Detroit versus Colorado. And I'm going the easy pick here for the North. It's going to be QCC versus Kelowna.
All right, Toaster, your 4-star cup.
Double cursed. Nope. 4-star cup is going to be Colorado versus Kelowna.
Wise move. I had your disappear button going. All right, Joriel, your 4-star cup prediction. Player teams.
Well, I think it's going to be Kelowna. I think the Anchorage game may go 7 with Kelowna. Because before Anchorage went on the run they just went on, and they beat Kelowna during that. They lost to Kelowna twice before they started that run, like right before they started it.
Yep.
And then the other side, San Diego. San Diego beats Carolina. I hope it goes to 7 though. I want to see a revenge series. It's good to build a rivalry, you know?
I'm going to go.
Saunders, we won't fact check that.
Hang on. Gotta make sure the flag's hanging the right way now. I'm going Kelowna.
So you did pick Kelowna to win the North.
I did. I'm going Kelowna. Kelowna, Detroit. I'm going Kelowna, Detroit.
It'll be the Jay Tonight versus the Fourth Line podcast.
It would be Jay Tonight Fourth Line podcast battle. So yeah. All right. See how close we get on those. I won't do the pick.
I got them written down.
All right, let's get back to the 3 of us. Boom, boom, boom. All right, put your questions in the chat. We are coming up on the end of the podcast. We're not going overtime tonight because it is overtime tonight. And I'm just not doing it.
It was overtime before we started the podcast.
It was. 100% was. First off, before we get into the next segment, I would like to shout out Kari on being named. Let me make sure I got that right. Foresight. Kari on being named the WJC commissioner. Boy, how that league has went downhill. Congrats, Kari.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm very proud of you, Kari. Doing big things. Never mind. I won't talk about it because yesterday was the last day to apply for the WJC jobs. So
yeah. So hopefully you applied for those, and hopefully you get a spot if you like it.
I don't know if this is still going. I'm going to go ahead and share my tab over here. Get back over here real quick. Maximize. The SHL All-Star head. They're still looking for an SHL All-Star head. What did I do? I congratulated you. Well, I take back the congratulations. League still just going downhill. I'm hiring whoever. All-Star Head, reach out to Faradine. Faradine had stepped down. Reached out to Schwarznar if interested, or anybody in head office. I think they are still looking for that. I don't know if anybody has applied yet or not, but they have been looking for that for a while.
And there's a new jobs coordinator. Be fine.
Be fine is the new jobs coordinator. Good. Yep. I'm sorry I was mean, but you should not expect anything less. I believe that Hall of Fame committee is still looking for a member. Tomorrow is the last day to apply for that. Salary is $2.5 million per season. Bonus if you participate in the live ceremonies. Is Gary, is WJC still? Nope. Applications were due on the 13th. All right, I think that might be all the other jobs.
13th. That was a while. Wait, what? 19th.
Yeah, we're
yesterday.
We're like way, yeah.
We're late. If only we did these regularly, and then we could help.
I think McZ is still looking for a Tampa Bay Barracuda co-GM.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there'll be other jobs coming up soon, so keep your eye out. Also, big shout out to Toronto. What I read it as on becoming the new media head.
Yes,
somebody that has done some amazing media definitely deserves that. And then also congratulations to Nike, who is now our new boss over here at the J broadcast team.
He's your boss. You are mine. You tell me what to do.
I am actually the co-head too. So,
you actually are my boss.
Yeah, I'm actually now the boss over there too. But we have some big things planned for the broadcast side, trying to bring some stuff back, and just building a better template. So, before also any questions, please post them. So, Toaster, you have any questions for Joriel since we now have him on here and we can wrap it up with some questions to him?
If you hadn't been drafted by Kelowna, where would you have wanted to go?
Good question. Maybe Nevada. Just because.
Good choice.
Well, in the DSFL, the minor league of the ISFL, my first season I played corner, I played opposite as Saunders. We were both corners there. So I've known Saunders for many seasons in the ISFL. And Saunders is what I got us into it.
Mike, who was you're not gonna hurt my feelings at all. Who was your favorite scouting conversation when you were getting scouted? Do one for Jay, do one for SHL.
Favorite scouting conversation?
Yeah, on GM scouting you.
Oh. See, some of the GM conversation. Okay, in the SHL, some of the GM conversations in the SHL were very interesting, to say the least. Because I had a 3-page conversation with somebody, and then the day before the draft, they messaged me and said, "Just so you know, we're not drafting you."
Really?
That happened to a couple of us. And then, like, I think it was Atlanta. They come up and they're like, "You're not going to be there when we go to draft." But I know that person because we're on the same team in the ISFL. So we just talked.
Who was it in Atlanta?
Hot Dog, I think.
Yeah. When I was going through my SHL, draft scouting conversations, Hot Dog messaged me. It's still my favorite conversation. He just said, "Unless you drop a slur, you're not going to be there when we draft." so the choice is yours. I love Hot Dog. I was a teammate with him up in Anchorage. Just overall great person.
Yes, we'll see Hot Dog, Cole, Z-Wiz, McCool. We're all on the same ISL team.
I need to join that team.
And then there's some others that are on there that you may or may not know.
You have Saunders, Hot Dog.
Yeah.
That's a loaded team right there.
That is a legendary team.
There's a lot of people in this league. I think some people from like Philadelphia is in there too.
That is that is a great team. Now my interest is peaked on that.
Crunk is on that team.
The Infinity Stones. I like that, Saunders.
Yeah, when we got drafted to London, me, Vumian, and Adam, we were called the Infinity Stones because we all went together. We all joined the league together, and then we all went to the same team together. And then we're on different teams.
Legendary food team.
Corey, stop slandering.
Food. Hot dog is not. It's not food. Trying to think. There's what's one thing you really like about the SHL?
I like our locker room.
You like your locker room?
I like the locker rooms. I like both our locker rooms. I went when Summer stood to Seattle in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And Summer stood, that's the third team I've been on with him. Because we were on London, the DSFL for 3 seasons together. Mm-hmm. And then we were in the WJC together, and now we're on Seattle together. So Summerstood's a good dude.
The locker rooms have always been my favorite part. I think I got lucky that when I got the Kelowna job, Kelowna just already had such a good locker room that I was more worried about screwing it up than anything. That's still my fear. Like I fear that I'm going to screw up the locker room. But like when I got drafted to Texas, joining the Texas locker room, that was probably a really fun day, and it's been such a great locker room. I've stayed, like I said, I'm still in the Anchorage locker room as an alumni member there. I'm in the Vancouver locker room. I just never really read it. I just usually go in there to say something bad about them.
Wow.
And then leave. But
well, yeah, the Seattle locker room is great. And I guess they have a history of defensemen, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it might be a good place as a defenseman to be. And me and Summerstood are opposite. We're a match pair.
I think I even said that when you got drafted by Seattle. I was like, that's a great place to go. Yeah. Just as a defenseman, because they, I know Pyro Paka is on Seattle's team. And I mean, he's great at building stuff. So,
and Oates is great. Oates is very supportive. So we even had Oates on our podcast on the ISFL side. So we got to sit down and talk to him. But yeah, we'll say one thing: coming into the league, going to Kelowna made it a lot easier because there were so many other rookies and there's so many other experienced rookies.
Yeah.
So and there's a bond there with those rookies. I feel like,
Yeah, and that was like, I think that was the. So when I was going through that draft, I don't want to get hampered up on that too much on it, but my thought when I was going through it is, Dame was always a top choice because of who goes by the Toronto GM. Jay spoke very highly of Dame, so Dame was a top choice. Downer and Kath were DFAs for us the previous season. So it was kind of like, okay, they're up there. And then after that, it was like drafting people of going, okay, who fits well with this group if we're able to keep everybody together? Who's a good fit with? And I didn't scout you, did I? it was Han. Han scouted you,
Right.
and in his notes, it was like really good user, going to fit the locker room great. And so, like when you were still on the board, I was like, well, this is a no brainer. Like I have to go to Joriel. And honestly, I was a third round pick in the J, and ended up being one of the better. I'm one of the better earners in my class, even though I was a third round pick. So to get you, to get Kath, to get Downer, to get Dame, and Sixhausen, it's just such a scary team going forward. And that I mean, you've seen us talk about it in the war room. It's like, yeah, this is a scary team going forward. We just gotta keep earning, and all of you guys are putting in the effort to earn. And then to add somebody like Lord Among Us, who just kind of ties the sense of humor together, was the bow on top this season. So
he has never typed ever in the war room or in the another war room, the locker room.
That is that was how the scouting conversation was too. Like, I messaged him, I get this meme back, and I'm like, well, at least he knows how to meme. And I make a joke based on the meme, and then I get another meme back, and I'm like, okay, that's the same meme with just different words on it. And so then I said something else and got the same meme with different words again, and I'm like, oh, this is just who he is. And so when I brought him in, like, I was like, I gotta draft him. This guy's gonna be legendary. And so when I got him, QCC's GM messaged me immediately and went, I hate you. That's who we were going after. And then I get him into the locker room, and he introduces, he does his meme to you guys, and then, as you know, in our locker room we have those private channels, and in the private channel he writes out this like long message to me about how he won't do the meme in that channel. I was sad. I was like, oh, okay. We did have a question for you, Joriel. How has your SHL experience been compared to the ISFL experience?
Smoother, because ISFL was the first sim league, so there was more of a learning curve, and like the portals are very similar, but the SHL has a nice little tracker at the top for what you have to do.
Yeah,
and it makes it a little bit easier, so it's a little smoother.
Any last questions for Joriel before we get off of here? We're coming up to the end.
I will say my favorite thing from the draft was Dame's reaction when I got drafted. That was my favorite thing. Yeah, because I thought that was hilarious. Dame was so mad he didn't get to draft me.
He was wanting to. I was wanting you in Texas. We didn't have the picks. Like I was fighting for you in Texas because I was like, it's such a great. But I mean, it's just it's funny how I always feel like I kind of start harping on the Kelowna stuff, and I don't like doing it. But you are a Kelowna player, so I feel like it gives me a little bit more leeway. It's funny how that team's like kind of become, because the year before you, Toman is on the team. Toman's now co-commissioner of the SHL. Downer runs the portal. Dame is co-GM over in Baltimore. Kath is the old Kelowna GM. It's just like we have so many different people who's been part of this league, who's new to the league, who's the different set of jobs. It's really cool to see. It's really cool to see you guys kind of going in different areas.
I will say Dame did snag me for Switzerland though.
Did he?
I think
you didn't sign too early, did you?
No. Dane just messaged me and he said, "Hey, do you want to play in Switzerland?" Yeah, I can play in Switzerland.
I know Saunders was enjoying Latvia, and he joined too early, so he had to wait 2 seasons to join, but he ended up joining anyways. So
it all worked out in the end.
All right. Well, figured probably won't be able to get a podcast next week. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody's going to be pretty much doing family stuff. So I don't see it happening next week. So before we sign off,
There's a college football game that people like.
Oh gosh, yeah, you've got the M week tomorrow.
You're not allowed to say that letter.
I hate that. That's one thing I don't miss about living up there. Do not miss living in Columbus because of that. Blue Jackets won tonight.
They sure did. Adam Fantilli scored all 3 of our goals in his hometown.
Good for him.
His second hat trick in Toronto.
Good for him. That's what I like to hear.
Kari, wrong. We're actually choosing family over the J.
Yeah, that is true. Again, before we end this podcast, I do have one more thing, but I want to hit the sponsor again. The Trevor Project is leading suicide prevention and crisis intervention of nonprofit organization for LGBTQ plus young people. It provides free, confidential, and 24/7 support through various platforms, as well as advocacy, education, and research efforts to create a more supportive and inclusive world for LGBTQ plus youth. Trevor Lifeline phone number 1-866-488-7386. Why are you gonna fight me? I'm over here reading a good message, Kari. You should feel bad about yourself. But on that, I want to end. We'll do something cheesy. Give me something you're thankful about, SHL edition. Joriel, we'll start you off since you're the guest.
Well, Kyrie's pretty violent, so I'm thankful I'm not on Carolina. I might get beat.
A lot of people say that, honestly. They're sometimes when I draft people, they're thankful that I drafted them so that they didn't have to go to Carolina and play.
Carolina's probably the only safe space from Kari.
Probably the worst ice.
Wow. Kari.
Toaster.
Kari, why are you beefing with me?
Toaster, what you're thankful for, SHL edition.
All the friends I've met since I joined here. You, Saunders, not Kari, Cake, everyone else.
There has been a lot of great people that I have met in this league. And since you took that, I won't say that, but I'm not thankful for Orange Ice. I will 100% say that. I am thankful for the people in the league. I'm just thankful how open the league is. It's really awesome. But what I'm really thankful for, we'll hop off here. This is gonna be what I'm really thankful for. Oh gosh, it changed. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. What I'm really thankful for is my charity card. Why did that switch?
What is this screen?
I don't know. My charity card.
You got it.
I got it. Charity card showed up a couple of days ago. Big shout out to Orbiting Death. He messaged me. He said, I don't want to do the same one. So I let him have creative roam on the card creation, and he did not disappoint. So thank you, Orbiting Death. The money went to a great cause, and I was just excited to have my own personalized charity card. So that's very thankful for that. So.
That's one thing I noticed between the SHL and the ISFL. The ISFL has more funky portraits or renders than the SHL.
Yeah. On my, I kind of wish I could go back in time to when I created and been a little bit more creative with what I created. I just took it too seriously at first. But SHL is my first sim league, my only sim league so far.
Same.
So, I didn't really know what to expect, and I kind of took it too seriously. I kind of wish I could go back, but when I recreate, I have that opportunity. If I join another one, I can be a little bit more creative with it.
I wasn't as uncreative as you, but I was still fairly uncreative.
Yeah, but
I
you were
should-
pretty creative right off the bat with your players' backstory and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I
that
should have
was
just been an
something
actual
that kind of gets
toaster on
thrown
ice.
to the back.
I had a prop, but I forget what it was, but I had to make up the backstory for a player, which is really weird backstory, because originally we made players in Japan, but my player's name's Spiky Sal O'Leary, who was born in Japan. So I had to do like a whole story about how his parents moved from Boston, Japan.
That's
'Cause
pretty
it's
awesome.
Delightful.
it's weird.
I like it that you're you're Spiky O'Leary. Then we have Sammy Davis or Slammy Davis Jr. Then we have Sammy Parker. Like we have so many Sam's S's on our team.
We do. I'll tell you one of the fun things I did in the ISFL, because I was known for media the first season in the ISFL. I wrote a lot of media. I actually won a media award too, which you get paid for. But somebody, the one guy that was on our team on the Royals was just like slander media, or him and another guy go back and forth constantly, and it's all in good fun. And Adam made a comment one day, and the guy said you should do that because you can just print money. So I wrote a whole thing about redacted, and it's talking about a job I got in the ISFL. But every time I go to say the job or what the duties are, it says redacted instead. And I
That's
had
funny.
somebody in the head office so confused about what was going on. And then I turned over that media piece to Adam, and Adam wrote a redacted thing about how he was crawling through the vents like a secret agent. It was redacted, and how he like almost got caught because he was shuffling a wrapper on his donuts.
That's great. I love that.
Sorry about that, you guys. My internet decided to just pop out randomly. But I'm glad the stream kept going because that was what I was worried about. But yeah, that's wrap us up tonight. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything in chat when I disappeared. Draft somebody named Salami. Yeah, that's an option. I know. Anything else?
Oh, to build some intrigue for our next J tonight, my charity donation was a Halloween costume.
That's right.
Clearly that didn't happen. We're in the works. I've got stuff on order. Slight delay there, but Coop won it, and our next episode, completely out of season, I will be something.
Did a Halloween costume?
Yep.
I'll wear a Santa's hat to make you feel a little bit better. I think all of December, all J tonight's in December, I'm just gonna wear a Santa's hat.
I'll get one.
And
wear a Santa hat too.
we'll let Kari come on and sing Christmas carols. So
And only talk to you, because apparently Kari's banned from talking to me. Or I'm banned
Kari
from talking to
carols.
Kari.
Kari's carols coming up. All right. Well, Joriel, thank you so much for joining. It was a blast having you on. Toaster, as always, thank you for doing this. Thank you for accepting to do this from the beginning and continuing doing it with us.
Thank you for asking me to do it.
I'm not going to say that we're going to get back on track because I don't want to jinx us again. I feel like I jinxed us the last time I said that. So
we jinxed ourselves like the last 3 times we said that. So we're.
You guys have any last comments, last goodbyes, shout outs? What do you have?
Looks like Kari wants to be on and sing Christmas carols.
Yep. So we're gonna get Kari on and singing Christmas carols. Maybe it'll be in addition to the if you want to dance, absolutely.
You should make anybody that doesn't do their like weekly thing, Kari, come on and sing with you. That's their punishment.
So, you guys have any last thoughts? Anything you want to say?
Thankful for everyone that tuned in.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. We had a good audience tonight. Glad to be back.
Great show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And as always,
Thanks for being
SHL,
on.
hope you have a great night. Get some rest. It's almost midnight here on the East Coast.